So let's get our little PPPs straightened out, for lack of a better term. With every passing day, more and more people are being funded with the Paycheck Protection Program, which is awesome. I love hearing day after day additional people who are like, hey, I got thousands of dollars from this program thanks to your videos. Once you get approved, send me a message because it literally will make my day. But anyways, some people are still waiting in limbo for funding to arrive. And I understand the official deadline for this program as of right now is March 31st, and it can be a little bit anxiety inducing with the fact that this timeline is coming up and you're sitting there like, is my loan going to be funded? What's going on? Is there an error? I'm not 100% in the clear. So this video is going to speak to the lending timeline, some common issues with the Paycheck Protection Program application that I've been seeing people run into time and time again, and best practices with the PPP if you have yet to be funded. Now, I know many of my subscribers have applied through Womply, so this video is going to have a heavy focus on the Womply application process, but I think it's still going to be helpful no matter who you applied through if you're waiting on funding, just for best practices as to this program. If you haven't yet applied, or if you want an additional application in the queue, go ahead and click the link in my description and apply as soon as possible, because even though it looks like this program will likely be extended by 2 months, it's not official yet, not for another week or so. So you might as well get an application in and apply as soon as possible. Link is in the description. So let's start off with the timeline for the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP timeline. For regular applications, the timeline here is about 2 months on average. Now, I think that's going to hopefully speed up a little bit with the deadline here looming pretty soon. And that's average. Some people seem to get applied in like 4 or 5 days. I'm not sure how that happens, but every once in a while, someone's like, I got applied and, I applied on Monday, got funded on Friday. No idea how that works. You sneaked in. Most people are having to wait about 2 months for the regular application. Now, for the fast lane application, which is for anyone who has a 1040 Schedule C tax return, the funding process is much, much quicker, like 3 to 4 weeks. However, we're still closer than 3 to 4 weeks before March 31st, which is why you want to apply as soon as possible. But it cuts the total time in half, because the processing on the front end for the lender is basically taken from 2 to 3 weeks down to just several days. That's why it's much faster. We can't do anything about the processing time on the SBA end. That's still an additional 2 to 3 weeks processing there. And then if the lender sees an error code, it adds more time, back and forth, whatever. If you do file with a 1040 Schedule C, there really is no faster application than that fast lane one, which I have linked below. I also have the same link directs you to the regular application if you're looking for a bank. Really, if you haven't applied yet, you're kind of running out of options, because many big banks aren't even accepting new applications yet. And most banks, it seems most large ones especially, aren't accepting the gross income calculations. So you're kind of limited in who exactly you can apply through. Womply is the one that I've been working with. I am an affiliate of them, but remember, I could have been an affiliate of any of a matter of 25, 30 companies, and I chose them because I believe that they're the absolute best. Now, what to expect after applying? After you submit your application through the regular application, you can expect about 2 weeks of radio silence. And that's as they work through their queue of applicants. And this is through any lender. You can expect radio silence. You'll get some kind of confirmation, but then radio silence. Through the fast lane, you can also expect radio silence, but probably for anywhere between 10 and 7 days. You can expect where it's in the processing stage. So if you're within that stage, don't worry. If you're a little beyond that stage, don't worry. You can check your email, check your bulk folder, check your promotions folder in your email just to make sure you haven't missed anything. But chances are you are okay. Everyone who's emailed me and said, hey, I'm nervous about my application, I haven't heard anything back, every single person I've checked into was totally fine. So just patience is going to be the ultimate answer here for everything, but there are a few tips and tricks I'm going to cover as well. Now, to paperwork. For regular applications, you're going to need some kind of proof of payroll if you have employees, or proof of earnings if you don't have employees. I've covered that in depth on other videos, but you will absolutely need that proof and need it to be tied to you in order for it to go through. For Fastlane, all you need is a 1040 Schedule C. Now, I'm going to go over some tips on that a little bit, but also make sure this is just the 1040 Schedule C, not your whole tax return. So it should just be like 2 pages. If you have multiple Schedule Cs, then it'll just be, the 2 pages multiple times. Some common issues that people are running into with these applications. Let's run over these common issues. First one is it's taking too long. I understand if you're sitting there feeling like, I'm not doing anything, is my application not going to go through? I need this funding. It's anxiety inducing. But that's just how this process is. We remember that we're using software that was literally just built like 10 days ago. Normally when we're online, we're using software and websites that these companies have had multiple years to fine tune and work out kinks. We're using software that's literally in the beta stage. So you have to remember that. And on top of that, these companies are seeing volume that they will literally never see again because this program is about to run out. So we have to just give them a second to process everything. So let's talk about what happens after you click submit. First, you complete your information. Your information then will be under review by your lender just to verify everything is accurate. Then your lender will prep your SBA loan application. They're going to take all your information, prep it so then they can submit it to the SBA. Your lender then sends you your SBA application where you need to sign that. Then they send that signed application to the SBA where they then process that. The SBA then hopefully approves it, and then you sign your closing documents and you get funding. And each step of that is a mixture of automated and manual reviews. So that's why it can take several weeks in order to actually receive funding. And that's also why it might be many days before you receive email communication, because it's simply just in queue processing, no matter who your lender is. Now, an issue that I've seen multiple times is uploading documents to the FastLane application. So I wanted to spend some time here. So you want to upload your 1040 Schedule C. Like I said earlier, just the 2 pages of your Schedule C, not the entire tax return. So I have some tips here. I have a Schedule C that we can take a look at. Now, I watched a friend of mine process their FastLane application just so I could watch them see all the steps. And what happened was they had their full tax return as a PDF, but they didn't have the Schedule C as a PDF. So what you can do here, if you have your full tax return, here's a little hack you can do. Go up and click print. And then from your printer, change this to just save as PDF. Choose the pages that you want to save. So in this case, this isn't a whole tax return. This is just the Schedule C portion. But just pretend this is a whole tax return that's like 15 pages. And let's just say that the Schedule C is just page 1 and 2. So on here, you would go Pages, Custom, and then the page range that your Schedule C is. You change it to that, and then you just simply click Save. And it saves it as a PDF, and then you can upload that. Another issue that I've seen before is someone will get their Schedule C from their tax preparer, but their Social Security number up on top here will just be X's because it's just like a reference document. You need your actual Social Security number or TIN number or EIN number on this document in order for it to be processed successfully through the FastLane. So if you are running into multiple document upload issues, chances are it's one of those problems. Now, moving on from here, an issue that's not quite as common anymore is just various glitches. Maybe a page won't load, your document won't upload. There's like an error when you're uploading your document. There's just any kind of various glitch. Try using the application on a different device and a different browser. Chrome browser seems to be the best, but doing that fixes it for most people. Now from here, some people have said that they're receiving loan documents from a strange email and they're not sure whether this is a scam or if it's accurate or not. So you might actually receive your loan documents from multiple different sources. Those sources could be Womply. It could be your actual lender. So how Womply works is they're like the tech front end for a bunch of SBA banks. So they do like the smart stuff on the front end, and then they send it to whichever SBA bank is best in line with your individual needs. So you might also receive those loan documents from that SBA bank, or it might be from DocuSign, or it might be from another company called Tesla. So any of those, if you receive any of those, you're A-okay. Don't be too worried. Another common question I'm receiving is people who've received loan docs to sign for their round 1 of PPP, but not round 2. In this case, perfectly normal. Just sign your round 1. Eventually, you'll get those round 2 docs if you applied through FastLane, which FastLane allows you to apply for both rounds at the exact same time. And then finally, people are asking if they need a voided check. And I don't think that this is avoidable. And you actually don't have to like order a book of checks in order to make this happen. The easiest way to do it is just go to your bank and ask for a temp check. Usually it's like $1 or $3. They can print off a check right there. You're good to go. You literally write the word void on it, VOID, and then you'll upload that. Also, another way you can do this is using your bank's online bill pay, and then do it for like $1 or something like that, and have them send a bill pay check to your address, then just write void on that check and upload that. But that's kind of the only solutions that I've found so far. I know that might delay things from a day if you have to actually go to the bank, but at least there's a solution here. So that should cover all the common issues and how to expedite this process. Also, I have started a Discord server, and on that there's a frequently asked PPP discussion thread. So make sure you join that thread. That way you'll have a community of other people who we can help work out questions and answers here. And I pop in regularly to help out as well. So that'll be linked in the description for the Discord. And then on top of that, if you become a channel member, which I would appreciate if you did, you'll have access to much more in-depth Discord threads. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.